very warm welcome to you, and thanks for joining us on this episode of Roundtable Talk on Tshwane Talk TV. My name is Franz Molefe Modise, and this evening I'm joined by two guests who are members of the Rama committee. They will explain themselves as to exactly what is their role and what positions are they holding respectively, and that or maybe just before that, just explain to our viewers your name and your role at Rama, in Rama.
Thanks, Mr. Modise. My name is Bale Singh Melato. I'm a member of a youth in our city, in Rama City, and I'm also involved in many, I can say, in many activities in home as a youth.
Yeah.
My name is Sina Mutapo. I'm the member of the executive, an additional member in the executive, and I'm also a community member. Already reside at Rama City.
A beautiful city, a beautiful area indeed. And I must say to you, thanks for welcoming us and hosting us, allowing us to have this interview, Morama at the Entertainment Center. A very vibrant, small but very vibrant.
Yes.
Yeah.
Yes.
So, Balse, I understand tomorrow you are having activities or events.
Yes.
You have planned certain events in celebration of the June 16th.
Yes.
Briefly take us through.
Okay. On our event tomorrow, our first part we are going to start in community section, where we are going to open our first our part one. It's going to be turning of the sword for opening of the site of library.
Yeah.
Where we are going to build a community library.
Okay.
And to build that library is to empower our youth and community as large to focus on their studies and to get more books closer to them, even though we don't have school recently in our city, but we are trying to bring education closer. So, and that library is going to be built by our Ekral Quarry. That is the part of Ekral Quarry which is doing in our community, because always that quarry it's given for the community as it promised from the beginning.
Yeah.
And our part two, we are going to come this side where our sports activities are going to be, take place.
Yeah. What kind of sports activities have you scheduled?
We have soccer and netball.
Yeah.
On those activities, we have a team from Botswana. Yes. From Lesotho.
Oh,
yes,
yeah,
a team from Lesotho.
Yeah.
And a team from Lesotho, for now we call them the defending champion. Because
so this is an ongoing thing.
Yes.
It's not a new thing.
Yes.
Oh, okay.
Because I can tell you like this, because I can say I'm new, but I'm not new in Rama City.
Yeah.
Because this thing, it started on 2016.
Oh.
On 2016, where they started to celebrate this day of the 16th of June.
Yeah.
They started to celebrate this day of 16th of June with sport. But on 2016, they celebrated on the other way around. They gave the youth and adults the certificate.
Yeah. So in terms of the participating teams,
yes.
You said one is from Botswana.
One is from Botswana.
I mean Lesotho.
Lesotho.
Yeah.
And then the second team is from Madidi. The third team is from Harankua.
Yeah.
And we have SAYM.
Yeah, and do they include both genders, male and female?
Male and female soccer and netball.
Oh, okay.
And in our city, we also have soccer and netball.
Yeah.
That will be those teams. It's the winner takes all.
Yeah.
We have prizes.
Okay.
At soccer, their prize is 10,000. Which means the winner take trophy and medals, and 10,000 home.
Yeah, the winner takes all.
The winner takes all. And even so, also in netball.
Yeah,
In netball also, the winner takes all.
Yeah,
We don't give share to anyone.
yeah.
We are sure we as Rama City are going to take those trophies.
Oh, from what is the name of Lesotho team?
Lesotho team, it's Lesotho squad.
Oh,
We are making squad from outside. Whether they have a team or they choose from different teams.
Yeah,
Because we expect to get the best teams.
yeah, yeah. Why specifically Lesotho?
Is to make sure that we accommodate each and every place outside. It doesn't mean if we make a tournament, we want closer places like Garankuwa or Chad. No. We even, maybe next year, we can host even Durban.
Yeah, yeah.
Just to empower the youth, to make sure that this city is the city for the people, not for Rama City only.
Yeah. You are well integrated. You are not closing yourselves in.
Yes, this place is not an island as other people they say. It's not an island.
Yeah.
We welcome each and everyone from anywhere.
Yeah.
You can even come from Tanzania and say you want to be part of us. We are going to welcome you.
Yeah. We'll come back to that. Yeah, we'll come back to that. Let's hold on. Memtab, you said you are a member of executive committee and additional member in the executive committee. Yeah. And your role as an or as a maybe let's exhaust this one first. Yeah, activity tomorrow. Yeah.
Just to add more the activities tomorrow. The initiative, the tournaments initially started in 2018, whereby the teams.
Yes.
The Administration they took part, and in the first tournament, even volleyball was included. And the following year, 2019, they proceeded again, only to be disturbed in 2020 due to the pandemic of the COVID-19, whereby we couldn't hold even 2021 still the same. So this year we're hoping people will remember this big tournament, which is something say long for by sports, by way of celebrating with sports. Sports ke sone se long for se etsa gore youth and the entire population ya batho ba kgone kopana ka sports. So I tswalele motho ko ntle because sports se accommodate young and old. So this tournaments previously it was enjoyed. Same year, this year it's going to be the same. Youth it will enjoy youth month. The prizes are there for the winners. So we're hoping and praying for
And I understand you at the end of the day in the evening you are hosting a gala dinner.
Yes.
Yeah, even on that one, maybe after the games, the presentation, the prizes and the medals and the trophies, I think. And then Renele Hapeli Fifi Cooper, Liena, she's part of a performer. People are going to enjoy. So that forms part of the activities that la Saturday la 18, and the part 3 ke the gala dinner le yona ke ntho gore it's been ongoing. It's celebrated ka yona ka youth month. We have the Rama City photo magazine. This Rama City magazine this year is the 4th edition of the photo magazine. The maybe motakarato with this or Rama City photo magazine. Why photo magazine? This photos, kids are the activities, all the meetings, all the activities that diragalang ka Morama. Usually we capture them in photos, we capture them even in the video. As you can see, it's our photo museum, whereby these activities they form a part of the history elongore Raigo by Rama City in terms of the development elongore ira halaga hamozo arena. So even the people babaratang ho utlwa or batlo ithuta ka se se iragalang ka motse wa rena, then they are welcome to the museum. We have the cinema. It's a mini cinema. Leona, still, if the event you fitile, then you still have the opportunity to get the event in the form of the video.
Oh, okay, all right. Now,
so, Eric Boela Hape,
alright.
ka re ke tlhalositse ka museum bole a ka boela ko le go site nya the launch ya the magazine.
Yeah.
Mo Galadina go tlo nna le the launch of the magazine, re tlo bana gape le the visitors from the province, from Tshwane, business people, community members ba ileng gore tle ba re joinile mo Galadina,
Yeah.
whereby they'll be also getting the development progress report in terms of the progress e leng gore re a iragala ka morama.
Yeah.
The youth lona e tlebe e fa the speech in terms of the things they leng gore ba di experience ka morama,
Yeah.
gona mo siteng ya the development ya ka morama, how they participate, how they partake, the skills transfer tse leng gore they are utilizing them
Yeah.
in the development gore e ba ungwela byang. So that day is all about that.
Okay, all right. No, great stuff, great stuff. Now, okay, now I want us to address the elephant in the room.
Ai tle ba re tlo o ba tlo e ja.
It's a bit by bit.
Bit by bit.
Yeah. Hole dipuo, you would recall that I think about 2 weeks back we had an interview with Mezwane and Rebo.
Okay.
And when you introduce yourself, you said you are members of the executive committee by Rama. And when they were in the interview, they have also introduced themselves as the executive, Rama, the chairperson and the secretary. Melisi being the secretary, Mr. Bob being the chairperson of the committee. So, are you your executive committee? Who is leading? Who is in the executive committee?
Our executive, we in our executive, elongore iketilwe ke community ya ka Morama by feeling the running of the show ya Rama City.
Yeah.
We have Ntate Ntide as the chairperson. We have Memi Yani, a young lady, is the deputy. We have the treasury, Memi Bonisosoko. We have Ntate Mudiselle is the secretary. Na, the additional member. Nearly the top 6,
Okay.
just like our government of
Yes.
South Africa.
Yeah.
Unfortunately, we lost one member in Montate Malebie, when he's passed. Only 2 or 3 weeks.
Oh, okay. No, our condolences. Now, when was this executive committee elected? Because according to what they have said, is that since 2007 or 2006, in fact, the only legitimate committee that was elected is the first committee, which was elected 2002 until 2007 or 2007, and then since then there's been leadership squabbles, fights, and so on. Hence, they were then appointed by the department in 2015 as an interim structure. So when you say you just mentioned an executive committee, when were you elected into office?
We were re-elected again in 2020.
Not only elected.
Not only elected, we were re-elected back into our positions in 2020.
Yeah.
In the general meeting, every year December, annual report of your community.
Yeah.
Yes.
So then, what is the story here? Because clearly we are having 2 structures. One led by Mr. Bo and Lizizwane, one led by your chairperson, Mr. Ntite, and yourselves. And you have also developed it further. You have also established the youth way.
Ke nagana gore ever since that Ntite a beiwa mo setulong, ke nagana gore o sele a beiwa mo setulong ka 2006.
Yes.
Officially so ka AGM. E le gore go nnile 2 previous chairpersons tse e leng gore di nnile teng mo.
Yes.
And yena Ntate Ntite ha electiwa as a chairperson. O ba nnile fela le only the one mandate to take people back to their ancestral land.
Yes.
Which is what is happening now, because I'm a community member, or already I'm resettled back to my ancestral land. In terms of the mandate that entity I feel.
Yes, yes.
I was not the member by then. O simolotse ka gore o rubisetsa ka mo lefatsheng la borena ka distant.
Yes.
Really ra tlhoma distant. I think that was back then in 2007, 2008, somewhere there. But initially land affairs. By then the Navy to land affairs, rural development and land reform, such thing. After getting our land bank, the land bank, the area was declared an urban edge, meaning it was neither urban or rural. And according to them, such land they do not develop. So according to them, they advised the community ya Morama.
That is the
how
government,
about
the
that's
department.
the department. How about you sell the strappy of your land so that you can acquire funds to develop the land? We have a better understanding Yahore to develop a land. You need capital.
Yes, yes.
So we were advised like that. So we couldn't take their advice because of the issues out the land for the agri, the cow for the mirror. So that was something it is coming back to us. So we couldn't sell the land. So we opted for the investors to assist us with developing the land so that people can resettle back to the land. Initially, we started off looking for funding in the billionaires and the millionaires in South Africa. We couldn't succeed. Then fortunately, we got them, the Israelites. By Longorbatlile, I think that was back then in 2007 or 8, during an annual meeting whereby they did the presentation of how they are going to assist us to develop the land. By then, our constitution, the CPA constitution, stipulates that whatever that the community decide, they vote by way of raising hands. When they did their presentation, the community was satisfied. Then they did that. They gave a blessing
was
to proceed with the development of this land.
So specifically, the investors who are the Israelites, who introduced them to the community. I mean to the committee.
We looked for funding. Then we got them.
Okay.
Yes.
As a collective.
As a collective.
Yes.
Because
the allegation is that your chairperson, Mr. Ntite, brought them to come to invest, and later on the land was then leased to them, or they bought the whole land. What is your understanding on that?
No, we got them. I can say we got them through Mongwe. He had a consortium. He's the one who introduced us to them.
Mongwe was also part of the...
Yeah, but he is late.
Okay.
Then we took over. the community, all the beneficiaries were called. There was a big meeting, a marquee, with more than, I think by then, more than 1,000 or 1,005 people were there. They saw the presentation, everything, they became satisfied. They voted by way of raising hands, as I've explained earlier, to welcome the Israelites to proceed with the development of the land, so that they can resettle back to the land. Yes. And that means agreements were signed. So the community has to sign on behalf of the community because of they gave them the go-ahead to proceed with the developers to develop the land. Even the constitution stipulates that the executive has the right to act on behalf of the community.
And you say all of these things was done in the open.
Transparent. That's why I'm saying there was a marquee, a big marquee. It was full of people, and they were happy by then to receive such good news.
And what exactly were these developers to do? More.
People never ratile gore ba boele mo lefatsheng la bona. That is what the developers promised them. They did the presentation ya gore the families, each family will receive a full house, tiled and everything. Lay one stand. And according to the history that we have, the people who were initially removed, due to the annexure A e leng gore ke document e re krile gona go lenda pesa it tshwetse mabitso a batho ba ba 653 ba e leng gore ba thusitswe forcefully ka morago. So those 653 people are the people ba e leng gore ke bona ba itlo kran ntlo le stene per family. Yes.
So you have the documentation in terms of verification of beneficiaries.
We even have the verification committee. Elong gore, they make sure when people come and to claim who that annexure A, then they check. The history that I got, or hada batusiwa, ne ho ema lorry file and then bangwala or batrile mang, then bangwala le house number. That's how we got the annexure A. Elongore can it stipulate all those people by Longore, but even when they come to claim, this is how they go through that document to make sure truly but rightful beneficiary by identify that document. And I can say most of the names of the people by Lingam are annexure A. As you can understand, late about 1965. So meaning most of them have passed, but it doesn't mean the family tree it broke there. Then we have the descendants, they don't already bata, then they do the claim. Usually we prefer they should come as a family, individually. So yes.
So that process is ongoing, or
the process is ongoing. It's open. Usually we announce sometimes to make sure le baba berekang ka Saturdays we can accommodate. If you phone to say now I'm getting a chance ka Saturday, then the people in the verification, they are open to say come to the office. Then we will be there for you to make sure the claiming the benefits zabona is
Now, the claim, there's also a claim made that you spoke of 653, but also there's a claim by Mr. Bo and Ms. Mezwane that the department has only captured 100 and something, and you say that you have a document of 653.
So I say I have a document of 653 because this is the relevant document department. And then according to the running of the activities tsa Rama CPA di irahala ka mo lefatsheng la ka mo Rama. So sa Lizzy le tsa Ntate Paul a ke itse gore ba dira nako kae, because we are transparent, re mo lefatsheng le leng gore re le buseditswe back, re berekelwa ka mo teng. Even ke nagana gore they are not the first one. Initially, even before, mo e leng gore ebile the community, I think that was in 2011. Sela ba resolute gore they don't want to hold meetings anywhere else, because you'd find or bar meeting ko harangu wa dilo tsa Rama, meeting ko madimi. So the community took a resolution that whatever that was supposed to discuss ka mo Rama or any meeting, it is supposed to be held in the very same land e leng gore re bolela ka yona e le Rama.
And so far, how many have of the beneficiaries, in terms of percentage, how many have approached you to claim back their wanting to go back to their ancestral land?
Though I'm not in the verification committee, I think of the 650, more or less 450 have already claimed, they opened their files, and there are those that are already given houses, they are given the stats, even though I don't have the stats of how many stands were allocated to the beneficiaries and even the number of houses.
But you're saying out of the 653, at least plus or minus
maybe
400.
100 and something.
100 and something.
Yeah, that is already but in terms of claiming, maybe 400 and something, because these people, as much as Obulela Kabulizi, they confuse. Sometimes they confuse people. People don't know where true, but the true reflection is what's happening and then they end up getting wrong information. Like the 185, maybe that number was supposed to be at 400 and something, and then they went to claim office.
So currently, what is happening more in terms of developments?
Currently, things are happening, which is progress. Heta mo batho ba tshwana le bo le bolisi ke nana re ka ba bitsa hore ke batho ba lwang le progress, because of we managed to re nne le an MOU with Tshwane in terms of the services ka hore go bane le di RDP. Remember, we can't have RDPs or re ka se bane le motse then wa tlhoka di services. Then through that agreement, it meant hore we are going in the RDPs. That means bana ba ka mo the descendants of Rama, even other people, accurate South African people, who qualify through the applications Lena Otlana successful agree Rama and the little Bonababe accommodated. And this is what has happened. Maybe a site visit whereby you can see the houses. We have more than, I think it's 2,500 houses. It even includes the descendants Zakamo Rama. And remember, there are descendants still already accommodated to the RTP, and stuff. And then through all that processes, it doesn't mean meaning then you can come and apply only the funding Yeah, RDP.
Yeah,
We
yeah.
cry only once.
Yeah.
And to add on that,
Yes.
because as you said, it's a halanka progress, development. Because motho wa rona o tswella pele o stop. Bana di increase tse di 2,500.
Yeah.
Setse gona le diskontiri di tharotu.
Yeah.
Setse gona le metsi. Di sewer di a loka.
Yeah.
Nothing is stopping. We are
And
going
all that,
forward.
all those services, there's like a city of Tshwane.
No, it's not city of Tshwane.
Yeah.
Per se.
Okay.
Because gona le mo eleng hore city of Tshwane e ka se tswelle pele.
Yeah. In terms of running water, sewage, electricity, and so on.
Yes.
Yeah.
Yes, yeah, fela bjao. But to add on that,
Yeah.
akere kana di service ke tsa masepala.
Yes.
And then dio tse ding tse di tswellang ko pele as mo eleng hore masepala o tlo tsena mo tsona.
Yeah.
Like we are willing to le ka mkhorobelang ka library.
Yeah.
Re santse re lebeletse hape le rehabilitation center.
Okay.
E leng hore it must come soon after opening of the library.
Yeah.
Santse re lebelle ka rehabilitation center.
Yes.
Because here lebeletse di tsa tshwanetse wa se do tse leng hore di wa ha ke masepala.
Yeah. True.
You see, ke do tse leng hore yona ekra kware.
Yeah.
It must do those things
Yeah.
for the community. You see.
Yeah.
So and re ba le challenge hape. Always ho kare ho na le change, ho ba le spark mo eleng hore setjhaba sa ntse se thabe. Lazy funky. They come. Why? Because ba tsamaile ka mo go sna dintlo. Bona hona dintlo tse kanka. But ho thoma dintlo di tsena ba emela.
Yeah.
And Liz o tlwetse ntlo ya kwa ka. E leng hore akere o claimile as a bolela gore ke beneficiary. Ke nana hore somewhere somehow ke youth. But because of this museum ke understand that history from komorao go etsahala. You see. So he ke lebelletse Lizzy nna ho ya kana o kreile di tshwanelo tsa hae. O tlohetse di tshwanelo tsa hae. O tsamaile o ile ko Rankua. So if ko Rankua ba ka mokoba the beneficiary tsa Rankua ke re le Rankua le yona if ke land ya somebody. So sra re Lizzy ha belong ko o belonga ka morama. So why asalukisi dio tsa korama he le hore ke beneficiary ya korama ya ko Rankua per se.
Yeah. Now, you said that the committee is being it's already the meeting if accountability to the community almost on a yearly basis.
Yes.
Now, what happened ka 2015?
Ka 2015, Bulizzi ba ile ba lodja court application whereby we are not the legitimate executive committee, and then but we were instructed by the court to go and call the AGM for the elections, whereby we did that. Barikupile we should announce it. We did that by loud hailing, Boharangua Madidi.
Yes.
Replakile, the posters. We announced Omotsweding. We did it in Kamo Pretoria News. We invited even rural development and land reform. All these entire places, we covered them.
Yeah.
I have proof of the invitation even at the Department of Rural Development and Land Reform, where they were supposed to be part, but they never pitched.
Yeah.
As the community, Bakrile Malai, we proceeded with the elections, whereby the community elected their committee.
Yeah. Where did elections take place?
Here in Rwanda.
2015.
2015. Remember, we have people by Longore, they were allocated houses since from 2010.
Yeah.
First people were allocated houses. Lizzy was allocated a house in 2012. Meaning, ka mo motseng wa Rama go ne le batho dilo tsa Rama di ragala gona ka mo Rama.
Yeah.
Yes.
Yeah. But also the claim that they are making is that they were appointed here Morama ka 2015 ke the department as an interim structure to make sure that there's a proper elections taking place.
We don't know ko Rama ko kae, and then ke nahana hore he lo hore they were elected as an interim from 2015. That means they babadele a huge progress mo who ketweng ha bona go rana dilo tsa Morama. They did something there, and I wonder what it is. Ke nahana hore o ka re ke ba clarify hore ever since ba ketile, then what did they push? Because our mandate was to take back people back to their ancestral land, and this is what we are doing. And then things are moving. And go ya le ka the history e leng gore re kreile lefatshe le la Rama did have its owners. Go na le the families of the entities, the Boikutsos ba leng gore ba fitlhile ka mo ya nna bona bareki. Even in the constitution it is stipulated so gore go na le di buyers and the non-buyers. And then ke nagana gore maybe ka nako ela ba e latlhile fela he batlo gore buyers and the non-buyers have equal rights. Ke nagana gore Lizzy ha re o berekisa monyetla wa gore lefatshe le ke la go gabo. No, a se lefatshe la go gabo. Lizzy forms part of my family. Ne re bitswa bontholeng because re tlile ka mora kopela boro, then ra fiwa boro. And then ke na etswang ko land affairs. Ha ne ba batlosa ne ba patela go ya le ka the value of the properties tsa bona. So people were paid. It's just that re nile le tšhono ela ya gore we enter into government ya democracy, whereby all the people by leng gore ba tsele but the private the land tsa bona, they are getting them back. And this is what is happening. We got our land back, and the land is being developed. But go na le batho ba ileng gore a ba rate changes. Ke na no batho hena ba tsuwa mo civil dintlu tsa bona, they didn't have value. Ne le dintlu nyana fela tsa mebu and stuff. Then through getting the land back, meaning there are processes tse leng gore ne se tsore di be teng tse leng gore di need the capital. The people didn't have, but ba botle ba the 653 people didn't have capital to develop the land, meaning they had to get funding to develop the land. And again, no motho ha funda o ka se fundele for mahal. But fortunately the executive it manages to acquire the 10% of the development, 10% shares of the development, development ya kamora.
Yes. Now, Rama is under the administration of the CPA, right? CPA, Communal Property Association. That is the main body that is running the affairs.
You can also go and do thorough research of the CPAs. Our government on that part are failing the people or are failing the communities. And most of the CPAs hadina di progress. I think this one is the only one e leng hore e ne le progress e leng hore e chikinya batho ba tshwana le bo Funky ntate po le Bulizi e batho ira tlhora boroko ka mo o ka re dilo ha di tsamaye pila mo e leng hore dilo di tsamaya pila bona ke bona ba e leng hore ba lwa le progress ke nana hore we got the land back and then there are certain improvements and the progress e leng hore ya irahala ka morago ke nana hore motho a khono kry-a title deed. Then people ba ba nnang ka morago, all of them ba ba tshetseng ba kry-ile dintlo. There will be the
So it
time
was actually, so you are saying hore, it was not actually the subdivision of the,
of
it was the zoning,
It was yes.
yeah, residential area and so on.
Yes.
Yeah. So,
So that proper development can take place.
okay, and why do you think it was other people did not understand that?
Melizi, aka se utlwisisi because ho ka nna le moya le mind o mo negative le pampiri o ntare pampiri o ke tshweu nna ke tlo hana ke re nna ke bona ke black so re ne le batho ba o tshwana le bo Melizi ke nana re ha na kra ntlu ka 2012 she was so happy but currently that's why I'm saying they even deprive for but ba khona tlo kra dilo tsa bona because they feed people with the wrong information. Ke nahana hore as the executive we are open and transparent with everything. And if there is anything wrong that we are doing, any fraudulent thing, any stealing, the community has the right to lay charges so that we can be arrested.
Yeah. Now, they usually say when there is confusion and chaos, when there is confusion, chaos, fights, you'll find that there is actually someone who's benefiting out of that confusion, chaos, and in fights. And out of the confusion, chaos, stealing thing more Rama. What do you think pushes people to that extent of causing confusions, infights, and what do they stand to benefit?
Ke nana ke progress.
Yeah, ke progress.
I remember when our development in Korea, the Ntate Makhura atlo launch a mega project. And then I announce for our development it will cost I can't remember how many billions I can't recall the billions.
10 billions.
10 billion or 15, I don't recall properly. That amount to people about Libulizi, they think such amount they are going to the coffers Rama, and then that then Tite has control over them. Of which it doesn't work like that.
Yeah, he's the chairperson.
Because currently, even when Tate Makhura launched the mega project, there's going to be 17,000 units that must come to Rama, include those houses, the shop, the kolo, the police station, and stuff. I launch. Remember, we launch our government doesn't have money. Our government is relying on investors to push the development. Mostly they are happening in South Africa. So people banally mind all because currently we experience problems most I think tshwana le bo Melizi ka ho misinform abantu. Our development when it started, we started off at the wrong footing because people were putting pressure, the community, Rama, the beneficiaries were putting pressure on us. We started off that top structure instead of the ground, and detail. So those things, it's fortunate ibile dirahala ka mo hare ga motse e le gore batho ba nna mo teng and they are benefiting in terms of that of the modi project. So when the project is announced, people like bo Melizi, when the project is kontirihene itla bo Melizi ba rometse the business business forums. They wanted to stop the project. Fortunately, the community couldn't stand for that. Then they had to fight back because and the name ya Melizi still it came. So you ask yourself, hore, motho ha ipitsa a leader, and then anelo ho bereka le the hooligans. Mostly they disturb the projects. They are sokola ka montle ka mo, they are not moving. Ha berekisana le bona, can such a person really a wisa ko pele na a busetsa mo a reng ena o tla busetsa mo teng na? Ke nagana gore Melizi a ba ne le nnete, and I ithuto go bana le nnete. And then I wish I batla the history ya bontate moholo a gore pila ba tla ba le kae, ka gore ke nagana gore he ne ba tswa mo lefatsheng le, she would value gore se ba re shietseng sona, the way re se tshwereng ka teng, even where they are sleeping, we are receiving their blessings, because the development ya Rama is not stopping. It was said before, yay, the houses are going to be demolished, but we are moving. I wish you could come mo Harabeke, Otlo Bona Bana Babatwan Kamo Haikam. Bana Melody Besi Baya Dikulu. Then you can see we Korea, and you are pleading the government can see that we need a primary school. Because already I wish you can see the buses. More than 10 buses they ferry our kids to different schools around Harankua. Yes.
And to add on that, as you said, Komatomongore, he was at a whole so, Honale or a benefiting, Honalo as a benefiting. Because one of these things is solar lease. You see, and have like a Bablet's got 30%. So of which we are trying to stop that 30%, because that 30% it goes straight to community. Where have you seen a construction? Ihira plus minus 100 and something. One construction is here 100 and something a community. One of them are 8,000 plus 9,000. So one about Kidi Forum, they are here to help community to get the 30%. Lizunya got 30%. I get over Rumili. Unya got 30%. Why asat Atobereka, a whole alien, as a community agam, and then a kono support Abana Abia Borot Motafle. It's a more Anyaka 30%. I would say people from Mamelodi, Tembi, Sabai Pizza business forum, but Unya got 30%. What about community in Nanka? You see her somewhere somehow. Kohonyaka hui pilisa. Kadilots are bad. Unyako pilisa kadilots are community.
Now let's move on to the issue ya mine.
On the issue ya quarry, the quarry lona ankasereke mine. Mine people live on a mine all wa platinum, gold and stuff. And then same on the quarry. People mistaken for the quarry. Chelete go tshwana le di platinum mines and gold mines. Quarry ki quarry. And it doesn't make millions but people like Bulizi claim, because there was this allegation that Che is getting 3 million per month. You ask yourself for the quarry yetsa bokae gore chairperson a hole 3 million per month. And if that was the case, funding, because the 3 million was going to cater but but they fund themselves through the quarry. So the quarry, Leona, it's on a lease, and the money it's like a rental, and then as much as currently ibile, but about lease. Got this useless, baseless court applications that High Court is about the Yona that man, ya rental. Rena as the executive, refill like a community permission. to take care of our legal matters. Re berekisa yona the very same money, and ho lebella those applications ke tsona tse di senyang tšhelete because of usually they are baseless, and then attorneys needs to be paid. It's the call. So that money, it doesn't make even 70,000 kakwet. Currently, it's worse because of the pandemic, COVID-19. The quarry can't even afford to pay monthly. Then the money was they requested to cut off the money rental or by patele PCA2. Still, but like a PCA2, they can't afford because Habaso be back to their running ever since after the COVID-19 pandemic. And then the executive, the very same executive it acquired the 16% share kamo quarry. That money, the dividends and whatever, we have never ever claimed them. Because imagine if we did once claim them. We are waiting for a certain period whereby maybe we let Rena in their positions. The issues are with the lawyer because Lerena we don't understand the issues that the dividends or the berekabia. But those funds, kids are community and no one is touching them. Then kanako eho elongore maybe Lerena the executive of that time will make sure when the dividends come, they'll acquire lawyers to deal with such matters.
So how did the committee acquire this 16% dividends?
The 16% share, it was negotiated by the executive on behalf of the community. Yes.
And why is it difficult not to get the dividends?
It's not difficult to get the dividends. Tate Mudisi.
Yes.
With our current situation, imagine if I say we are going to claim on Monday our dividends.
But they are yours. Why don't you claim?
No, currently we can't claim them. We are pushing the development on this side. When the right time comes.
When would be the right time?
Maybe they'll do the right thing with the dividends. And we pray because yes. The claim to get the land back. The portion ya batho ba bantseng ko Mushate, it's part of Rao. The government, the Department of Rural Development and Land Reform, it still owe us 536 hectares somewhere there.
And understand was lane as well.
Yes. So
and what
if Lizzie wanted to show Hore he's fighting a good fight, and really the outstanding land, because according to the land restitutions, barile mo mafatsheng a ileng hore already the developments di rahetse mo teng, you don't have to claim. Then that's why re ne outstanding the land elong e ke bolelang ka yona, the square meters te ke bolelang ka tsona. So if Bulizi never right, they should have started there to fight for the remaining land elong rural development and land reform is owing to us. What are
you doing about it?
Currently, that was in, I think, 2015. That was in 2012. Gadi 15th of June. We went to the offices of the Rural Development and Land Reform, Raisa Memoranda, whereby Nerkopela our outstanding land. azange ba rarabe, they took the memorandum, re boletse, re utlwanetse di terms, the duration ya gore ba responde. They never did. Up to date. But I think le bona they know hore they owe us a certain portion of land. Because initially the agreement was they'll buy the neighboring farms to replace that land. So hello Lizzie narata ho ke ntwa enkebe a ilwile a lwa the department to get the remaining land back, to show hore she's striving to get the land back. Ke mo maybe ne re tla bona unlike alwele development e irahala mo lefatsheng la lebitsa go kela go ha development e leng hore e pila everyone wa irata, everyone o rata bona e tswela go pele, but yena instead she's doing the opposite. She's stopping instead of uplifting or e go pele. And hello nanya go lwa that good fight ke na no rone se tsore a start go.
Yeah. Now, you earlier on you mentioned or you have engaged City of Tshwane to assist with the installation of services, basic services, water, electricity, and
sewer.
Yes.
Now, how far are you in terms of engaging other departments, your education and other relevant departments with issues of school, building a school, and other social amenities?
Remember this development irana ke di developers. Ke nahana hore previously I don't recall when was it last I don't remember the year. Then we initiated the issue ya hore we need the primary school, because currently re nearly one preschool whereby already setse go nele bana ba ileng ba tswile ka mola ba ile dikolong, and then meaning hene ho ka speediwa apa the process at school. It's on the pipeline. We think the developers will push it. Lerna as executive will make sure we push the developers to make sure re kra skolo ka pele, because bana bona ke ba bantshi ka mkhoko tlhabisitse more than 10 buses they ferry kids from Kamo to neighboring areas tsa go Garankuwa. So on that one, and then ke nahana gore the executive yanda dentite is very transparent, as I'm part of it. And then ke lebogela gore even though it's not in the constitution, formulated the subcommittees. There are more than 10 subcommittees. Ke tsa bo education, go ne le sports, go ne le health, go ne le youth, go ne le women, go ne le the men's league, all those structures too, just to alleviate some other pressures still on the executive might I counter. So even the Kenanoro on this party school, you need to get the educational committee. They should answer that. Because it's not only the executive that has to do that. There's this subcommittee that must push on that side.
Go tlaletsa se se bolelang ke mata ora hore ka moramo each and every structure selling or government in a lesson sitting to make sure hore everything ya irega. If we talk about wa bona le no re mo eventing ya di 16 ya celebrate la June 16 we celebrate ka soccer. Hona le sports committee sailing or they must run the show.
One of organizing this whole thing.
Gore ntwe ngwe le ngwe ena le committee ayo. You see. So because re o le mohile Mr. Ntite hore hona le dio tse dintse ile ngore executive e focusitse mo dilong tse ntshi. Tse ile ngore some of them di go ground down too much. Di nyaka rona ba re le go ground down as youth. If kido tse ile ngore santse ke engage youth, I know what to do because ke go ground down. Then re tsia everything from the ground re wa re isa go community re le ba botle ra discuss. and then write, okay, this one it's a part of, let me say, a CPF, Community Policing Forum. In a department there, Mr. Ntite, I can see running the lots of as much as alle focused in development. Lohor akono bona rona, reira bia mo high as community rakono focus akono gradi lots of debatla. And already grey is because of these structures. You see.
Yeah. So basically, we are saying here the CPA is very transparent, democratic. All there's community participation. There are structures that have been subcommittees that were formed, and members of the community are participating in those structures freely.
Yes.
And to make sure how the lots of it's amapi. Kinna kamera. If kinale concern kamera. Let me come to community, then rain nela hats. I go to a meeting wa Rama, Kiloko Komafike. Then go discuss and about Barama, say Lemorava seats, Kiloko Mafike. Let me come Rama. Then who be to a community meeting, we discuss it, rebel way forward. Babu.
Earlier on, you mentioned one of the things, developments we are looking forward in future is the erection of a rehabilitation center. So what are the social challenges that you are facing? I take it when you talk of a rehabilitation center, already you are saying that you are experiencing substance and drug abuse in the community.
To come on that, as like our preschool, it's named Leaders of Tomorrow.
Plot.
Yeah, plot. Leaders
Preparing
leaders of tomorrow. Even as we are preparing, we know our country is being targeted by drugs. Even if le Cameroon I think and we insist for debating. We insist. Whether you sell drug, we are going to make sure we eliminate you. We are going to call the police to deal with you. But as much as each and every day, we need to have everything. Even if Lerka has school, you see. Even if Raha has school, community. So Leonard Bona wholly important. And a rehabilitation center. Not exactly drugs as such.
All come to a common understanding and work for the development. Rama, with Rama speaking with one voice and united.
Nka responda bjang sa mathomo bo ntatapo bo mmezwana. I wish babatle their background history for and after getting that ke nahana hore go ba easier ka morang the executive, we call the meeting, we make sure we accommodate each and everyone o eleng o kry the message ka radio o bone mo kuranteng a re kobe motho. So if Libona, they want to be part of the meetings, even this event here tomorrow, hire mang aske at, we are welcoming each and everyone. And if they have issues, they must come back. Elor kan nete dilo tse ke tsa bona. Mara I doubt as it's a bona because of ntho ile ya ko heno, you'll value it and you will protect it. But the bona le di ulterior motives ka this land, and then they want to mislead people and they want to put other people's lives in danger because of, if you say a certain individual or if you say a chairperson is benefiting, that means you are putting that life of that person in danger, because you don't know hore the crowd we go cancer. What if he gets killed to say because of you are pocketing dilo tsa borena tsa ko Rama? Only to find that the hell you going to investigation, he didn't pocket even a cent. Will she stand up to say, this is the information that I was giving the people? So she must stop with what, or we request her to stop because se ena asira is to delay this development, delay the progress putting danger or the lives tsa batho mo danger ka ho bolela ka di chelete tse leng hore ana paper trail ya tsona to say he ke re ntate nthite o pocketile ash, it was paid go Absa Bank, this is what he is pocketing, iko FNB, this is what he is pocketing, iko kai. And by so doing, it's easier to even go to police station, open a case, that the executive le bona ba involved, get arrested. Then we stand for or ikarabela go molao. Ke nano are special. Are special mo ileng hore the entire police ya South Africa e pala gore e tlo re tshwara hore re ra dilo tse di sa tleng ka tse. If ka nnete o ne le proof, she must do it, and as safe le the community aba safe le hore we ra senya, and then re need hore re tshwara. Ke na no by so doing she'll get that support. And we will be arrested, and we must stand le rena re emele se le hore re setsitse or re setšile.
Yeah. Well, good people, on that note, for the time that you have afforded us, and I hope we have not left anything behind, anything, or maybe.
Okay, honele something se ke se hopotse.
Yeah, okay.
Melizi ha nafiwa ka ntlo ka 2012. She was into the subcommittees. Lele member ya Women's Forum. Kamora. Ile hore ke bo mme ba ne ba ipopile le bona to ile upliftment ya bo mme, young ladies, to make sure hore we become part ya the development by then nebile e go le thata ka the project re lebeletse hore women ba be empowered, ba be part of the project that are coming, ba partake, whether it's bricklaying, it's what. She was part of that. I don't know what got into her mind. And then Maran lies, because I insist she must go back. I batla the history. And then by getting the history, because when we are into this, we are building the history. The upcoming generation is going to come to see the photo magazine. They see these people were doing this communities, the youth was doing this. Then we are hoping it's in a form of photos. So maybe one of the upcoming kids, Kamurama, she'll take a pen and a paper, and then I ngwala batho ba it will benefit even other landclaimers hore mara this is how we encountered arre hare ba teng hore re ska go kopana le mathata mo go ne leng hore go irahala mo lefatsheng that Melisi a wele go morao abatle the history because abazimbi maybe she's one of the families ba e leng gore ntata bona na feta le ena ka terene a wela mo medutsa mo a fologa a ipona a le ka morago. So I batla gore bo ntate mogolo ba tswa ko kae, and then from there I ran to a right.
Yeah. On that note, your parting shot.
No, Akere, Mr. Mlise, thanks very much for giving us this opportunity. Let us not forget, or the main purpose of us to be here is to pass the message for our day of the 18th to celebrate June 16, but we celebrate it on the 18th with sport. As much as we said, our part 1 is going to start that side, the residente, turning of the sword. And then the second one, it will be this side, Kasok. And the last one is Galatina. Who pursue the message of our progress throughout these past 4 or 5 months. So that was important for us today.
So part the Galadina is also being used as one of the feedback, giving back feedback to the community.
Yes.
So we are invited tomorrow. We can
come and be part of councillors, people from province, people from Tshwane, business people, community, youth.